Hello everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know me, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Welcome to Skincare Basics, where I get to teach you about all the simple, most basic steps of a skincare routine so that you can learn how to perfect your skin. Ah yes, the dreaded word, moist. Urizing. See what I did there. Pretty sure I've turned off like half of you guys from watching this video, but onward we go. Moisturizing. It's pretty important to moisturize in order to take care of your skin. This is usually the step of the skincare routine that most people know about, like cleansing and moisturizing. But there are a lot of misconceptions around moisturizing and a lot of people who think it's really not necessary. And I'm going to explain in this video why it is, what you need to know, and how you can moisturize your skin. So let's get poppin', bitch. So step number one in how to moisturize your skin. You have to know your skin type. If you're going to be able to moisturize your skin in the best way possible so that it looks and feels the best, you have to know what skin type you have. Lucky for you, if you don't know what your skin type is, you can go and watch the first episode of this series where I tell you how you can figure out your skin type. This is honestly really important because I have super oily skin, and my oily ass thought that I don't need moisturizer because I was already producing enough hydration across my face. Wrong. You definitely need to moisturize if you have oily skin. It all depends on the type of moisturizer you use, and inevitably your moisturizer is going to help solve the problems that you're facing with hydration in your skin, which basically means if you use the right moisturizer, you notice your skin's going to get less and less dry over time, and if you use a really good moisturizer for oily skin, your skin's going to get less and less oily over time. And if you want to know tips about how you can find your skin type or just any other skincare questions in general, come join the Skincare Junkie family. It's an online community where you can ask any skincare question that you have and the group will provide an answer. You get to connect with me, you get to connect with others, save money. It's a pretty dope place that is absolutely free, so check out the link in the description box so you can join. Step number two, find a good moisturizer. Now, as easy as that sounds, there are a few steps in finding your moisturizer, and I will break it down for you. Break it down. Awkward white dancing. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm an ingredient bitch. I'm very picky about which ingredients I want in my skincare and which I don't want. And when it comes to a moisturizer, it is important that you know which ingredients the product is using. However, you do not need to know what every single thing means on the back of the label. In my experience for moisturizers, there's really only a few things that you need to avoid. First of all, avoid alcohol, which is labeled under SD alcohol, denatured alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol. The reason why, these are going to overly strip your skin of hydration and can cause really bad reactions or sensitivity, of which I personally experience both. Alcohol should not be in a moisturizer because a moisturizer is there to make sure that your skin is hydrated and moisturized throughout the day. And how's it going to do that if alcohol is stripping all the way to hydration, huh? Where does that make sense? A lot of moisturizers aimed toward more oily skin types tend to have a high amount of alcohol, so make sure you look to try and find those. In addition, you should avoid fragrance in a moisturizer as well. The reason why, fragrance is super irritating and can be damaging to the skin, especially in a leave-on treatment that you keep on throughout the entire day. And contrary to popular belief, a product is not fragrance-free just if it doesn't have the word fragrance. There can be a lot of other ingredients that are fragrance ingredients. If you want to know more about that, feel free to check out my video about fragrance and how you can decode your ingredient list to find it. But yeah, those are the two main things in my experience you want to look out for. So let's talk about what a moisturizer is for. Why do we need a moisturizer? There's a thing called transepidermal water loss. Now don't leave, don't exit. I know, that sounds very sciencey and gross, but stay with me. Transepidermal water loss, or TEWL, is the process of water leaving our body. And oftentimes, water leaves our body through our skin. Through this process, we tend to see dehydrated skin, we will look dry, we'll see an increase in aging and loss of firmness, and start to see fine lines and dark spots and other issues like that, simply because of water escaping our body. So the purpose of a moisturizer is to keep that water and hydration locked into the skin so that you aren't increasing the risks that come with transepidermal water loss. As much as companies and people will want you to believe that a moisturizer should have a bunch of active ingredients and really powerful things that are going to fight against aging, in reality, you don't need that. That stuff can be done in the treatment phase of a skincare routine, which is where it's like exfoliation. You can also see my video on that. But for a moisturizer, it really should just be focused on keeping that hydration level of the skin, making sure the water doesn't leave the body and that you are good to go. Now, there are multiple types of moisturizers out there, and each type works best for a certain skin type. So if you have oily skin, like myself, yourself, you will benefit from a gel or water cream moisturizer. It's a very lightweight liquid that absorbs into the skin really quickly and really easily, so it doesn't feel heavy on your skin and so that you won't sweat it out during the day. My personal favorite moisturizer for oily skin is the First Aid Beauty water cream. This stuff is magic. It works every single time on the most humid days here in Hawaii, where I know that as soon as I walk out the door, I'm already going to start sweating. This one comes in so well, so lightweight, absorbs so quickly. Highly recommend it. By the way, all the products I'm talking about in this video can be found in the links below. If you want to support me and my goal of doing YouTube full-time, feel free to shop those links. I make a small commission off of any of your purchases, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Then there's gel to cream moisturizers, which these are suited best for people with combination skin, people who have oiliness in certain areas or dryness in other areas. And I'm not gonna lie, I usually have combination skin when not in the summer, and ooh, that shit is rough because it's not fun trying to address different hydration levels in different areas of the skin. So that's why I recommend 2 different moisturizers for people with combination skin. If you have combination to more oily prone skin, I personally recommend the Even Prime Daily Moisturizer. This stuff was a very unexpected find from me, but I absolutely love the ingredients. It's very lightweight. It moisturizes well, so you never feel any type of dryness, but it's not overly greasy or oily on the face. And then if you have combination to dry skin, where you're feeling maybe a little bit more dry, but you still have some oiliness, I recommend the Youth to the People Adaptogen Cream. I've always loved this one because it delivers a lot of hydration, a lot of moisture, but it feels so thin on the skin. It feels like nothing, and it looks great under makeup. And then there are heavy cream moisturizers, which are best for people who are dry as the Sahara Desert, honey. Heavy creams are the most intense hydrators for the skin, and for dry skin, I personally recommend the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. This one is just a staple. It's super cheap. You can find it everywhere, and it works so well to just deliver deep hydration to the face with really clean and effective ingredients. Now, if you want to get extra fancy like I do, there is a difference between a daytime cream and a nighttime cream. Daytime creams tend to be a little bit of a more lightweight formula that focus on protecting your skin and ensuring the hydration, while nighttime creams tend to be a little bit heavier to really prevent that tool. Because when we're sleeping is when we experience tool the most. I personally have to say, if you struggle with oily skin, something that changed my life is using a bit of a heavier moisturizer at night. Nothing too crazy, but enough to really hydrate your skin. You will notice over time that your skin will stop being as oily as it normally is. It's a great trick. All right, now that you found your perfect moisturizer, let's go on to step 3, which is applying the moisturizer to your face. Now let's just cut the bullshit out right now. A lot of people who work at cosmetic counters will say that you have to apply your moisturizer in a very particular way, only sweeping upwards, only doing certain things across the face, because if you move your face the wrong way, it's going to increase aging. Honestly, it's really not going to increase aging, but you know what will increase aging is having bad ingredients in your skincare, which a lot of people who work at counters do not even realize. It's more important to use the right products and sunscreen than it is to apply your moisturizer in a certain way. Now, saying what I said about how you apply, when you're applying the moisturizer, you want to make sure you take a small amount on your fingers, rub it between your hands, and gently work it into the skin. Make sure you're pressing firm enough so that the skin can soak it up, but don't be too harsh or abrasive or fast when applying it to your skin. Remember, skincare is self-care, so think of it as a moment to just have a relaxing facial. I like to say, imagine if someone else was touching your face. Put that same amount of gentleness and care into applying your moisturizer on your own face. Now, saying what I said about how you apply a moisturizer, yes, while this doesn't really impact aging, at the same time, you don't want to be overly rough with your face. So don't do this and don't do that. Just work the cream in softly. Now, a huge tip that a lot of people forget, make sure you moisturize your neck and your chest area. A lot of people don't realize that the chest and the neck are the places that we experience, ooh, that's like daddy position. Especially with our neck, the amount of times that we're looking down at our phones, we will see a lot of aging, so it's best to moisturize those areas to prevent aging as much as possible. And then a huge tip, especially for people with oily skin, pat the moisturizer into the skin afterwards. I noticed a huge result when I started doing this. I noticed that my products absorbed way better. My skin looked more even, it didn't look more greasy, and in places where it is humid, my skin didn't sweat out the product easily. Now, step number 4, I want you guys to remember this. None of this will matter if you are not using sunscreen. It doesn't matter if you moisturize, doesn't matter if you cleanse, doesn't matter if you exfoliate. If you do not use sunscreen, you're gonna age no matter what. 90% of premature aging is due to sun exposure, so in addition to the skincare routine, you want to really make sure that you are using sunscreen. And if you want to see my thoughts about sunscreen, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can see the next episode where I talk about how to apply sunscreen. But I just wanted to say that because a lot of people think they can just stop with a moisturizer and go on with their day, and that is not the case, honey. And that's it. You figured out how to moisturize your face. Congratulations. Woo! Woo! Now, if you have any questions, feel free to subscribe to my channel or go over to the Skincare Junkie family where you can ask any questions there and we will answer them. Either way, I hope this really helped you in learning how to moisturize your face, and I can't wait for you to see the last part of the series where I talk about sunscreen next week. Thank you so much, guys.